My room is a mess. I need to clean my room. Like, my bed isn't made. There's like a rain jacket on it. It's not looking good. See, here's the thing. Sometimes I forget. A lot of discipline is actually required to clean your room, and most of the time I have bowls by the side, like those streamers. It's kind of sad. But I can give myself excuses. I can say I'm cutting, I'm tired, I don't have to do it immediately. I can make up some stuff about how I read once that when you don't make your bed instantly, it makes sure that no bed bites and no bad bacteria can grow and multiply. We can have countless, truly countless excuses. And these excuses aren't going to help. You need to take 100% ownership of your life. You need to enter a room and go, yeah, I didn't clean my room because I didn't feel like it. And you have to own that. There's no like, oh, I didn't clean my room because I was tired, I was sleepy, I had like a sore leg. There's no excuses. You have to take ownership, man. Ownership is the most important thing in the world. Imagine having a job and not turning up and having excuses. How does that cut it? You're sick? Okay. Maybe that's a bit fair. You didn't feel like it? Now see what that's when things start looking a bit interesting. If an excuse will not slide when it comes to your employer, why should it slide for you taking ownership over your life? Oh, I'm sick, I stay in bed all day. Okay, fine, you don't have to make your bed. I was late for work. What does that even have to do with making a bed? But you see, these are the sort of things that will happen. Oh, I skipped the gym because work ran late. Was the gym open? Could you still go to the gym? If yeah, then why are you complaining? If not, it's out of your control. Why are you complaining? Actually, if not, are there other gyms available? Yeah. Could you have gone to the other gym? Who knows? Let's say you can. Why didn't you? Let's say you can't. Is it because of money? Why don't you get more money? See, at the end of the day, we are truly accountable to everything. Even if your excuse is the gym not being open, I don't want to hear you complaining. Because if you can't go to a 24/7 gym for like a day pass, if day passes are available at that time, if you can't afford it, then you gotta start working on removing complaints. Complaints should not exist. All it's gonna do is dampen your mood and make you upset and lead you to a really negative mindset. Oh, I can't make my bed today. Don't feel like it. No. Didn't go to the gym today, it was closed. No. Also, can you do a home workout? Oh, COVID came back. I can't go to my gym anymore. Can you make money? Can you build your own home gym? Like, these are genuine questions that you have to ask yourself. How much of your time are you wasting by complaining instead of making sure that you can never complain again in life? It's a strange thing that we do as humans. And complaining is our way of staying comfortable. There is not a single complaint that's valid. There's not a single complaint that can be fixed. That can't be fixed. Even if your complaint is the weather, we can call it, there's something in law called like force majeure or something like that. And it literally just means like God's will. Earthquakes, hurricanes, locusts, whatever. Things out of your control, war. But at the same time, is it out of our control? If we live in a climate which is always raining and we hate the rain, can we move to a place where it never rains? If the temperature is always cold, if we live in a tundra and we hate that, can we not go to a hot place? Can we not go to one of those synthetic man-made cities where it's always the same temperature? Can we not go to Dubai? I'm not going to fall onto this I'm not going to fall into the train of people moving to Dubai because I think that's kind of dumb, just moving there because everyone else does. But the truth is, there are no real complaints. There just isn't. And a lot of you probably before would have considered the weather the only legitimate complaint. And yeah, I've just showed you it's not. In fact, I challenge you, if you can genuinely think of any complaint that's valid, that is 100% out of your control, please tell me. And here's the thing. If a complaint is genuinely 100% out of your control, which I think we've worked out is impossible, then why are you letting it dictate your life? Do you know a complaint you could have that is 100% out of your control? You might not actually guess this, because there is one I know. And it's one where no one complains about it, even though they could. You will not believe what this complaint is. This complaint is gravity. Who complains about gravity? Oh, I dropped my glass and it smashed. I hate you, gravity. No one blames gravity. They blame the glass smashing, they complain about that, they complain about the fact that they dropped it, the fact that someone pushed it. Not gravity. Gravity is what made it fall. So think about that. When something is genuinely out of our control, we don't even complain. So why are we complaining about the things that are in our control instead of working out a way to never complain about it again? I believe this is what keeps people complacent. I believe this is what created a society which was about removing complaints, but somewhere along the line it ended up creating them. Isn't that interesting? It really is interesting. I mean, think about that. Like, I don't want to bring up an old point because I've already mentioned it, but no one complains about gravity. Or maybe you're going to start doing that. Maybe I've actually ruined your life because now you have a new thing to complain about. And you're going to go around all day moping because you can't fly. Imagine how pathetic that is. If money didn't exist, do you think people would complain about money? It doesn't exist. I don't know if you've seen Star Trek, but in Star Trek, knowledge is currency. So the more knowledge you have, essentially the richer you are. But there's no money. Money doesn't exist in this society anymore because they've gone past the time of money being necessary. In fact, all your basic needs, like if we imagine the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where it's like food, shelter, games, whatever it ends up being, all of those are covered, just a basic human right. There's food synthesizers, and the food synthesizers give you exactly what you need, when you need it, when you want it. So money doesn't matter. And do you think people complain about money? No, money doesn't exist. Now, do you think people complain about intelligence? If knowledge and wisdom and intelligence is what basically replicates money, replicates status, do you think people complain about it? Well, yeah. In Star Trek, you will see people complaining that they can't climb the ranks, complaining that it's too frustrating, or that they have to deal with an upper level, because they're subordinate to them. But most of these guys are trying to always work towards that. Like, the ones who complain the most are the ones who want to be the best. Because the other ones, they're not really complaining because they understand their place and they're like, okay, this is life. Instead of complaining, I'm just going to live with it. This is me now. I think complaining is a good thing because it shows that we want something more of ourselves. But at the same time, we can't complain because that gets in the way. I don't know any of the Star Trek characters, but do you think Captain what's-his-name got to where he did by complaining? Do you think when he was like a lower deck sort of guy, do you think he walked around and he was like, man, Captain who's his face, I hate him, he keeps making me do these dumb tasks? No, he wasn't going to waste energy. He's going to become a captain. And do you think he can do that if he's wasting energy on complaining? No. Now when he becomes a captain, how does he become a fleet admiral? Well, here's the thing. There's something called a second contact and first contact in Star Trek, which is as simple as it sounds. I'm not going to explain it. These come with their set of problems. Imagine every time he did first contact, he was like, oh, this race is so annoying. I hate them. They're so boring. They're just they have so many problems. It's so difficult. Do you think that's gonna actually help to fix those problems? Like, no, man. He's becoming a fleet admiral, so he's gonna work tirelessly to make sure he can make sure that there are no complaints. That is what you're trying to fix. Your goal isn't to complain. It is a sign that, you know, you have potential, sure. But your goal is to get rid of them. Because complaints are excuses. Oh, my microphone isn't working. It's not going to pick up my voice. Buy a new one. Do you see how important mindset can be? I hope so. I really do.